For my men out there, man, if this won't wake you up, man, I don't know what
Exactly.
I was with Floyd Mayweather. When I met him, I couldn't believe it. Floyd was like, hey, what's up, man? This my fiance, this my girl. They was both standing right there. That's what paper do, boy. You got that paper, people fall in line.
I don't care for that.
Now, it's a shame that people fall in line because of the paper, but this is a fact. If you got that paper, you can bring your whole family to the barbecue. Not the family you hide. I'm talking about if you got that bread, you can bring everybody to the barbecue and demand they act like they got some goddamn sense. That's my boy about her. That's my boy about him.
What's going on, everybody? This is MDENT313, and I'm back at y'all with another one. Listen, Cory Holcomb is 1000% correct. If you got money, and when I say money, life-changing money, man, I can only imagine the way people treat you. You know, when they just fathom the idea that you can change their life, right? Especially women in this particular case, right? And I want to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Not to throw the brother under the bus, but when you look at somebody like a Dwight Howard who lived a alternative lifestyle, right? Now, if you the type of dude that rock out like that, you know, that's your business, whatever, but women ain't, they done with you, they gonna write you off. But when you got money, life-changing money like a Dwight Howard, women don't care, right? Why am I bringing this up? Because I'm bringing this up to prove Cory Holcomb's point of when you got that kind of money, not only can you have multiple women, but women will look over the majority of the flaws that you have as long as you ain't physically abusing them. Sometimes some of them overlook that. When you look at Dwight Howard, his ex-wife was just on Cam Newton's podcast, airing him out, talking about she done caught him in the bed with, you know, other gentlemen numerous times, multiple times. But guess what? She stayed with him. Why did she stay with him? Because he had money. And I guarantee you, she didn't leave him. He ended up leaving her. Because she wasn't about to leave that situation knowing he got that kind of money. You know, unless she was gonna get a cold, hefty bag. But even then, I still don't believe she loved him. I believe he ended, you know, love her. In addition to that, when you look at Dwight Howard's situation now, he got a new chick, gorgeous sister, beautiful sister, and it goes to show you that when you have that kind of money, people treat you different, right? But this is nothing new. We know this, especially if you grew up in the hood. The people that got the most respect in the community, unfortunately, were the drug dealers, right? Were the kingpins. If you know, I'm from Detroit, and when I grew up, you know, at the particular time I was a teenager, Big Meech and BMF was doing their thing, right? But by the time I became a teenager, he had already moved to Atlanta and Miami. But, you know, you still had some guys out here, you know, from BMF doing their thing. In addition to that, it was two rap groups. And they was cool at a point in time, but then they ended up beefing. It was the Street Lord Cheddar Boys and the Eastside Cheddar Boys. And they was cool, and they was street dudes that was getting a lot of money out here, right? Before they ended up falling out and beefing, and, you know, unfortunately, some guys lost their lives for whatever reason. You know, but when I say women would flock to them dudes, and all they would talk about is them dudes, and even when I was a teenager, I know this is a thing I shouldn't say, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it because it's the truth and it's reality. When I was in high school, right, I remember so many of the young ladies dealing with men that they should not have been dealing with because they had money, you know, and they had hood fame that, you know, they was in high school dealing with those particular type of guys. You know, the dudes was just buying them gym shoes, you know, Air Force Ones, Jordans, you know, might get them an outfit here or there, you know. Unfortunately, some of them was getting knocked up. The mothers was overlooking all of it, knowing that their daughters was out here entertaining grown men. But when you had that kind of money, you know, you can, you know, unfortunately, you get away with whatever you want to get away with. It should not be like that, you know. People should have morals and standards, but that's just the reality of the situation, right? When you look at the movie Belly, right, it's a scene in there with the late great DMX, rest in peace DMX, where his girl Keisha was, you know, blowing his phone up like, where you at, where you at? And he was with the younger chick, I think she was 16 in the movie, and he told her like, look, I can't smash you, but you can, you know, top me off, you know, until you're 18. Once you become 18, then, you know, it's whatever. But he shouldn't even been doing that, right? When you look at the movie Paid in Full, it's a scene in the movie, and this was with Ace. This was before Ace, you know, became the man. This was back when his boy Mitch was still out in the streets doing his thing, and his sister's boyfriend Calvin was doing his thing, right? And Calvin was telling Ace, he say, listen, with this kind of money, your girl will top you off all day long. And I couldn't believe he said that to him, you know, seeing that he dated his sister. So it was a particular scene shortly after that where they went up to the apartment, to Ace's apartment, to go have dinner with the mother, and the sister, right? So it's the mother, the sister, Ace, and Calvin, right? And Calvin say, excuse me, Miss Juanita, I'm gonna take your daughter out. And she was like, well, we having dinner. And she was like, I know, but you know, we're gonna go out. He pulled out a loaf of money and he gave her a couple $100. The mother grabbed the money and, you know, tucked it in. But that goes to show you, unfortunately, you know, you got money, you know, you get away with that kind of stuff. Now I know it's kind of different than the Cory Holcomb situation when he talked about Floyd and how Floyd had multiple chicks, but you can do, the point is, I'm trying to show you different scenarios. You got the situation with Floyd, how he got multiple chicks and he introduced them together and they cool with it because he got money. The Dwight Howard situation where he's living a alternative lifestyle, dealing with other men, but he still got a wife, and then his ex-wife stayed with him even though she knew this was going on because he had money. And then the younger chicks messing with older dudes that they shouldn't have been messing with, and the mothers knew about this because guess why? Because of the money, right? And like the brother Cory Holcomb said, you know, it shouldn't be that way, but that's the reality of the situation. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section about what Cory Holcomb said. Was he spot on? Hey, that brother was 100% correct from my assessment. But you let me know what you think. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Peace.